What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video where I want to take out my little big bike that's been sitting around since July, and it's currently the end of September, so it's been sitting around for 3 months for a very good reason, which I will go into detail. But first of all, let's see if the bloody thing still runs. Now, I did have the battery on a tender to make sure it's fully charged, but let's see. All right, this is where little Brutus has been held up. Well, when I say little, it's a 300-kilogram motorcycle. And here he is, little Brutus, with 187,000 kilometers. Let's see, voltage. We got battery 12.2, 12.1, that's okay. We got tire pressure. I bet you they're not flat, but let's see, what do we got? Okay, so front is very low, rear one is a little bit low, but it'll do. I just have to take it to the workshop and let's see. All right, give it a bit of throttle, and there she blows. Come on, come on. 3 months of sitting and starts right up. The wonders of fuel injection. Out of the storage unit. Looks very dusty and dirty and a lot of cobwebs, but yeah, he's idling nicely, 1100 RPM, just as he should. No added throttle. I ain't gonna have to give him an oil change, and this is just gonna be an oil change because I have nowhere to take him, or actually I could take him, but I think I'm gonna take Donnie for a little trip in the next video. But this is something I've been putting off for quite some time now. Now let's get him to the workshop and let him heat up a little bit. Oh, how I've missed this bike. I don't know, should I take him, shouldn't I take him? Decisions. Alright, so on an 1100 GS, if you want to do the oil change, which should be fairly easy to do and fairly quick to do, but if you want to do the oil change, you have to get it to full operating temperature, and you do have an oil temperature gauge, and currently it's showing me just 1 bar. Now normally this goes up to 5 or even 6 when it's very warm outside. So I'm gonna let it warm up properly, and then we're gonna take it inside and see if I can undo all the bolts, actually the drain plug, because this bike hasn't had its oil changed in 3 years. Now 3 years ago the former owner changed the oil and then parked it for 2 years, actually fully serviced it, changed all the fluids, everything, did a full service on it, and then fully parked it for 2 years. Then I bought it, I checked all the fluids, they looked brand new, and well, I just rode it for about 8,000 kilometers and didn't do any oil changes. But in July I parked it, thinking I'm gonna do the oil change before I do any more kilometers on it. I did buy all the oil and oil filter like 10 months ago for this oil change, but I just didn't have the time to do it. Plus, I've been riding around my little scooter. I don't know, all the trips that I had to do this summer were like quick and impromptu, and the scooter was there and just I went on my way. But now winter, well, winter is not here. It's currently the end of September, but the cold weather is getting here, and this is a much better cold weather riding bike than my scooter. So I need to do that oil change and get it back up and running. All right, now that the engine is fully warmed up, we're gonna get underneath it. Luckily for me, it shouldn't be that difficult, but we'll see. Let's see how easy or difficult it actually is. If we look under here, we should have a recessed oil filter. There it is, and a drain plug. Let me just get all my tools. Okay, what I first want to do, let's get that in there. What I first want to do is take out this oil filter. And you do have a special tool for it because it is recessed. And considering you have to drain it with a hot engine, let's see. Oh, goes out nicely. Okay, so that's good. And now let's drain the oil. Let's see if the oil plug comes out nicely. Come on. Okay, this is a bit of a nuisance. Get it in there. All right, seems we have a little bit of an issue. The oil plug doesn't want to come out nicely. Let me get something else. All right, let's see if we can get this one to work. I don't want hot oil dripping on me. Terribly wrong. Okay, this ain't working. All right. Let's get some penetrating fluid into it. Okay, let's tighten this one up because it's dripping. This is impossible. Okay, now this is bad. I need the proper tool. That's the problem. I do not have the proper tool. All right, now that we've called and asked for help and gotten the proper tool, let's see if we can undo this. I'm tightening. Let's get this out of the way so I can get some leverage in here. Get it in properly. See, that's how important the proper tool is. With this, I could have messed up the Allen bolt. With this, I could apply a shock and get it undone and not have a bad day. Because if you round off this bolt, ooh, you're in a world of hurt. Now let's get the oil draining and then we can take off the filter. There we go. Ah, it's hot. Hot oil, hot oil. All right, let's get the filter off. Let's try to not make a mess. Unfortunately, I cannot do it on the lift because our lifts are just too small. And I didn't think this one through. Hopefully the filter stays. Good. Goodbye. Now we're just gonna let it drain for a little bit. Alright, now we're gonna give it a dusting of brake clean and clean everything off. Okay, get everything nice and clean. As clean as possible. Okay. Clean off the mating surfaces as per usual. We got ourselves a brand new oil filter. It's a high flow HF163. That's the correct one for this model. And once again, let's clean off the tool. Okay, we're gonna get some new oil and just oil the O-ring of the new filter. That's what you normally do. Put the tool back on. Now, let's see, I'm gonna try to feed it by hand. Get this out of the way. And try to feed the filter. And get it nice and seated by hand. Oh, it did get nice and seated. And now just tighten it, but very, very lightly. This doesn't need to be over tight. Okay. You do have an O-ring there that just needs to be crushed. Or actually crushed, just needs to very slightly. Alright, and now the drain bolt. Now unfortunately I do not have a brand new crush washer for it, but this one should be fine. Let's see first, let's try and get it in by hand. There it goes. I really don't want to mess up the threads because I'm gonna need a new engine case if I do. Okay. And also, let's tighten this one up. Okay, that's it. Tight enough. All right. Now, this does have a side glass, and this is where you add your brand new oil. This should take about 3.75 liters of oil. So let's get cracking and let's start to get. That's one. Now, if you're wondering, I am using Model 3000 4-stroke 20W50 mineral oil. This is what's recommended for this engine from BMW. And if they recommend it, by God, I think it's good. And actually also BMW does recommend mineral oil in this engine. Now, this engine will run on just about any kind of oil, so don't worry about it. You can put in synthetic, you can put just about anything. But if I have access to mineral oil, then I'm just gonna give it what it wants and the grade that it wants. And number 4. Now, this doesn't have to go the entire bottle. So I'm just gonna put half of it in and see what happens. I am looking at the side glass to see when I see. Now, you do have to remember, the oil has to make its way through the cylinder head, through the left cylinder, and into the oil sump. So when you start seeing oil on the glass, just wait a little bit, because it will start to grow. And as you can see, look, we are seeing oil. Let me pour a little bit more. There it is, going up. And now I am stopping because more of it will go. And that's exactly 250. All right. What I'm gonna do now is put the oil plug back here. And we are gonna start the engine. I'm gonna try to start it because we need to get that oil filter full of oil. So don't rev it. There it goes. Now we've got the oil filter full of oil. No leaks from what I can see. Okay, we're gonna shut it down and see if we need to add any more oil. And yes, of course we do need, because now we filled the oil filter. Added a full 4 liters and yeah, I don't see anything on the glass. Oh, there it is. There it is. See what I mean? That the oil just comes slowly. Now it will get up to about halfway point or even maximum. There it goes, as it's dripping from the cylinder head and back into the oil sump. Pitch perfect. All right, so that's the oil change done. The bike is buttoned up. I am gonna have to do something about inflating my tires, and I have a bit of a toy for this. All right, this is what I have. This is a Xiaomi air compressor, and believe me when I tell you, this thing it's worth its weight in gold for a motorcycle rider. Just put it in here. It's battery operated, it charges through USB, it's extremely precise, and we can fill up our tires just like that. Now I'm gonna get sweaty. I'm gonna get the tires all pumped up and close up here and clean everything off. And that's about it for the service for Brewed Up. This has been just an oil change, a quick oil change, and just regular maintenance. Like I said, change the oil on your bikes, maintain them, change the fluids, change the oil, take care of them, and they will last a long time. Hopefully, again, this has helped you. It's been a little bit informative. like I've said, get the right tools, do your maintenance, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care out there and ride safe. Bye.